Hey everyone, so I'm going to do a houseplant tour of all the houseplants that I have currently and some that I have sold recently. I had gotten rid of a huge monstera. I almost regret it, but not quite. So I'll take you around and show you everything that I have. Okay, so over here, the first plant that I'm going to show you is actually what was our Christmas tree. So we bought a pre-potted tree that we'll be able to put out in the yard. But that was our Christmas tree. It was all decorated. I'll put a picture of that. Right here in this spot is where we did have the giant monstera. And it was just taking up so much space. It was hard to get in and out of the door. You can see we've got a table right there. And so it was hard to get through that space. So got rid of that, switched it out for our little Christmas tree. So I'm still searching for the perfect plant to go into that space. So if you have an idea, let me know. Okay, next up over here we have my ZZ plant, and it's going crazy. I originally purchased this from IKEA, and IKEA has some really great houseplants in case you're wondering. And then this sad little monstrosity over here is my White Fusion Calathea, and I'll show a couple pictures of this in there as well. But with the Calathea, you can see the little tiny speck coming back. It has been demolished by spider mites about 1,000,000 times. I've kind of given up hope on it, but I've got it in its little seclusion container. And the spider mites haven't touched anything else in my entire house, and I have lots of plants, so whatever. I'm over that plant at this point. You can see I've got my little bottle of peroxide that I was spraying on it. It didn't seem to help, but oh well. Okay, up next over here we have a monstera, and this is 2 pieces from the monstera plant that I had that I just recently got rid of. So you can see the larger one here, and then kind of in the back there's a little bit of a smaller one. It does not have fenestrations yet, so that'll be exciting when that happens. We do have a lucky bamboo, which needs some revitalization, I think. I'm not exactly sure what to do about that thing, but we'll figure it out. And then here we do have some aloe vera, and I know the lighting is a little rough over here, but you can see there's a bunch of tiny little pups in there. So I'll be splitting that up soon. I put it in this this planter from Dollar Tree, and it has just taken off, so that's exciting. Over here we have some sort of very pretty succulent. And I usually don't deal with succulents because they get very leggy and I don't have enough light. And I just purchased these lights, so they've been helping out, but it hasn't been very long. And then in here, there's just a couple of things left over. This is a cake tray, which they make perfect humidity domes. We have polka dot plant growing. There is a Tradescantia, I believe is how you say it. And then 2 little succulents growing down in there as well. Look at that one, that's so cute. And I've just got that in a seed starting mix, and I got the dome over it to help keep the moisture in. The succulent, especially that one, probably doesn't need as much moisture right now. Okay, then I have this, which is I think it's called a panda plant. But it's very leggy, again, because there's not a lot of sunlight around here, so that's what it looks like. And there's all of these roots coming off of it, which is kind of crazy. And then here we have another type of, I think it's like a cressula or something like that. I don't know. It just looks horrible. So there it is. And then this is the original polka dot plant, which has seen many transformations. It's tricolor, so there's pink, white, and then like a dark red color as well. So that's very cool. I'm pretty sure it hates me, but okay. And then here we have my husband's plants. And these are different carnivorous plants. They're very cool. They do help keep down gnats. It is amazing. You do have to be a little bit cautious with them because they are, you know, a little bit finicky, but look at that. All of those gnats on there. That's so cool. I mean, it's not cool that we had that many, but at least they captured them. And then look at that little guy. And I don't know the names of these, so. Fork sundew, I think, and pingulata maybe. I don't know. I'm guessing. And then this is where we keep a bunch of our extra supplies, but something very cool down here, he has some sphagnum moss growing in this bag. He literally just keeps this bag sealed up right here in the lights, and it just grows in its own little habitat, so it's pretty cool. is going to be these pothos. So I do have a neon pothos, which is the one that goes from here and down and up and around, and it's kind of just living its best life. So that is the neon pothos, looking great. A couple little leaves have been going off. We've been having some issues with keeping everything watered. And this is a scindapsus or something. I don't know how to say all of these things, so, you know, ignore that part. But it is lovely. I got a couple of cuttings from someone in a trade. I don't even remember what I traded. And it is just taken off amazingly. So that's awesome. All right, over here we have another pothos. It's just a mixture of some cuttings. So there's that scindapsus or whatever it's called. And then that's, I believe, a neon pothos. Then we have a croton, or however you say it, croton, I don't know. Crouton for all I care. So we have that one. Here's a snake plant with the yellow on the edges. And this is sweet potato vine that came out of my yard. I bought one plant this summer, and then I took cuttings of it to overwinter and then bring it back outside when it warms up again. Here we have this Tradescantia, and we just 3D printed this little trellis, and so we've got it going up on the little trellis, which is super cute. Okay, and then right here we have my philodendron velvet, I think, something like that, and it looks pretty good. It does look like it's getting a little leggy with just kind of long vines and very small leaves, but overall it's looking pretty healthy. I just love the coloring on this plant, and it looks very cool. A Brazil. Okay, probably not treating it the best, but just got it hung up on the table. Not a lot of variegation, but then you get, you know, a leaf like that, which just looks awesome. And it's also kind of leggy too, but not doing bad. Okay, so over in the living room, we do have this shelf right here, and I'll just scan through it real quickly and then I'll show you everything. So I keep these two peace lilies on the ground. They tend to do a better job, and then I've got a little shelf with some things over there. And then here are the plants and how I keep them arranged. These things always change up. They're never in the same spot. I always am reorganizing this shelf. So I'll show these here in just a moment. Alright, so I've got two peace lilies. This one here was given to me by a coworker, and I have stopped using rainwater and I started using some faucet water just because it was cold outside. You can clearly see that was a bad idea. And then I have this one over here, which is looking sad. It actually got root rot, and I have taken the soil out, not all of it, put some drier soil in. I've given a little bit of water at this point. The new leaf here is looking a little bit sturdy, so I think at least part of it is going to make it. But this one is already, it died all the way back, and I have been keeping it alive for a couple of years now. Alright, and this is another one of my snake plants. I think I just have two, and then I have the cylindrica version as well. I do want to get a moonshine. That's probably the next step on my list, but this one is doing fine. I can't remember where I got it from. I want to say IKEA, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Alright, this next plant is Syngogium or something like that. And I just purchased this like 2 weeks ago. It's already starting to lose some of its pink. It was like a brighter pink when I bought it, so I'll need to keep an eye on this one. I do need to read up on it and see what else I might be able to do, but overall it's looking pretty healthy. Love the coloring on it. Very cool. Alright, the next one here is another Sansevieria, which I forgot I had actually. It looks like I need to repot it though because it's leaning quite a bit, and I've got this little love sign in here kind of holding it up. We just 3D printed this little pot decoration. It's pretty cute. But this new leaf here, I love the way the light color is coming through on that one. This had this little cut in it when I purchased it, but it hasn't slowed it down any. It's looking lovely. Alright, so I just picked up these next three pretty recently. We have a nursery down the road where you can get these tiny little pots, and they're so cute. This one here is a Swiss cheese vine. It was $9. Normally the little pots are like $2 or $3, but I just had to have this one, especially since I got rid of my Monstera. And then I found these little pots on Amazon, and they fit those tiny pots perfectly. And I tend to get a lot of plants in this size, so they're great, and they come with a little wood tray, so I just love these. And then we have this plant here, the Nanook, and they were on limit 1 per person, but I just love the way the pink and green come through on that plant, and hopefully it'll be easier to take care of than my calathea that I had. And then I have this one here, which I do not know the name of it. I think it's some sort of peperomia, maybe, but I do like the way the green variegation comes through on that. And this one's grown quite a bit since I picked it up a few weeks ago. So there's those 3 little cuties. Alright, up next we've got the sedum in the little bear pot from the Dollar Tree. And then here we have the pink jewel. And I put this one under some really, really bright lights. So I don't know if it's going to come through on camera too well, but it started developing these pink dots everywhere, every single leaf. So I think it was getting way too much light, and the pink got really bright as well. So I'm pulling back on the light. That didn't even take long, maybe a week or 2. The little ice cream planter came from Target a few years ago. It's not a planter, but it looks cute as one anyway. And then this is the Marble Queen Pothos. This is the first Marble Queen that I've owned. It's so pretty. I got this from Walmart. It was only like $4 at Walmart, which is a really good deal. Okay, here I've got 2 spider plants. I honestly haven't had much luck with these. This one here, I've been keeping in water for way too long, but it seems to be doing okay now that I've put it in soil. I don't even remember where I got this one or anything about it really, but I have it and it's doing a lot better. I think I added some soil to it. I don't really remember, but anyway. A lot of the older leaves have been broken off, but some of the newer ones are coming through looking pretty good. You can see this is one of the older ones looking not so great. Okay, here I have, I don't know, something with really thick leaves. It used to have variegation to it, and then it went away. Not exactly sure if it was too much light, too less light, whatever, but it suddenly picked up on its growth habits and doing really well. So keep hanging on to that one. And then here we have a goldfish plant, which has went through a couple of phases of me hating it, loving it, hating it again. It's in the stage where I like it right now. It reminds me of all of the, like, string of this, string of that, except for the cool thing about this one is I think it's a lot easier to take care of. It's been through some tough times, and it gets these tiny little flowers that look like little goldfish hanging out on it, so that's pretty cool. And it's growing really long all the way down there. So it looks really cool. I have to put it in a heavy pot though, because it's definitely heavy to one side and it will try and tip on me. This was a cute pot that came from the Dollar Tree last year. I picked up a couple of those. It's terracotta, so it's great for anything that doesn't need a lot of water. I've just got this sitting in here right now. And then this one I picked up from the thrift store for like 50 cents or $1. It's something from either Edible Arrangements or one of those like 1-800-Flowers or something like that, but very pretty. Alright, this one here is the Raven ZZ, and I just picked this one up from Walmart. If you follow the plant community, you probably know Walmart got some awesome plants in, and this was one of them. It was $17, I believe, came from Costa Farms. And, you know, it comes with the pot and it comes with the plant, so I felt 17 was a good deal for the ZZ plant. And the leaves, when they are new, they come out this green color, and then they kind of turn into these dark black leaves, or really dark green. So I really like that. They only had one of these. My pot is a little bit damaged, but I think I should be able to, yeah, clean that up and make it look nice and new. Alright, up next we have a couple of pothos. This one I got in a trade from somebody. I don't recall what we traded for, but there's some cool variegation showing up on the bottom of it. I don't know exactly what type it is. And then this is just a mixture. So I believe It's one piece from that plant. This one has some more variegation in it, which is really cool. And the neon pothos, and then the scindapsus or whatever. This leaf is really large, so that's cool. All right, this one here I believe is an enjoy pothos, or maybe pearls and jade. It's really difficult to tell the difference, but I've got it in this little milk glass goblet type of container with a leaf pattern, which is really cool. But loving the white and green variegation on the leaves here. You can see it's not doing the best, but it probably needs some new soil, I think. But overall, not too bad. All right, so there's not much to see with this one, but it's an amaryllis bulb. This is my first year trying to grow one of these. I did get this one as a gift, and we'll see how it goes. But it comes to you in a bulb. It's meant to be indoors, and then you get the soil and you can put it in there. I don't think there's a picture of it on the container, but comes out in a long stem, and then it has a beautiful red flower, huge red flower. All right, so here we have a bunch of tiny things. This here is a aloe vera that has been sitting in a lot of bright lights. So you can see the coloration is very different. It's got a lot of red to it, and the polka dots really, really stand out. So I like that. It's very interesting. And then we have two little air plants here in that little espresso cup. And unfortunately, I haven't been remembering to water them very much, so they look a little rough. Then we have a different type of air plant here. Then we have, I think it's called ogre ears or something like that. This plant was doing horribly, and I took it out of its larger pot, put it in this teeny tiny little terracotta, and make sure to water it, and now it looks like it's doing wonderfully. And I've never seen this, but there's a bunch of roots growing off of it, so that's kind of interesting. The consistency of the plant looks a little weird though, so I'm not sure that it's working perfectly, but it's definitely growing better than it was before. And of course, a parlor palm in the back. That's probably the third parlor palm that we've owned. I had one for about a year more, and then I forgot to water it, and then, well, we all know what happens. And then a second one, same thing happened. So hopefully we can keep this one going. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed my plant tour. Leave a comment down below letting me know what your favorite plant was that you saw today, or which one I should add to my collection. I prefer things that grow a little bit slower and not heavy on needing water or humidity. And the last one that I wanted to show you was right here, and this is my Cylindrica sansevieria. It started out as a little small thing from IKEA, and it's grown this big. So anyway, thanks for watching.